everyone, today I'm here to do a wrap-up video. I haven't done one of these in a while, I think. I can't even remember the last time I did one of these, but I'm not going to do monthly ones of these because honestly, I don't feel like I read enough books every month to do. I'm either doing like a 3-month wrap-up or 2-month wrap-ups in that genre. So today, obviously, it's going to be my January and February wrap-up, which I did pretty well with reading. I've read 8 books so far this year, which is pretty decent for me. It's not amazing, but I feel like it's still a good start. I have my goal of 35 books this year, so I feel like I'm on the right pace, but this year has been, so far, even though it's literally just begun, technically, it's been a pretty good reading year so far. Like, I felt like I've read a lot of really good books. So I'm going to show you books I've read, and if I have done reviews of the video, I will let you know, and I will link it either up there or down below. Let's just stop the rambleness and get into the wrap. The first book I read in January is Passenger by Alexandra Bracken. I do have a review of this. But more lengthy thoughts on what I thought about this, it'll be right here, so go check that out. I really like this book. I gave it a 4 out of 5. There were some quirks I didn't like about it. I didn't really enjoy the romance of it, and I felt like it was kind of info, like it was a lot of info dump in this novel, so if you want more information exactly what I thought about it, check out the review. But overall, I say if you love time travel, pick up this book, and it's definitely got like the pirate aspect, the time travel. It's got a lot of romance in it. It is a very good book overall, but there were just some quirks about it that I didn't enjoy, which brought it down to a 4-star rating for me. But overall, I still enjoyed this book, and I definitely will continue with the series, that's for sure. The next book I read, I actually borrowed from the library, and that is The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. Again, I also have a review in this book. I have a review for every single book I read in January, but not a lot for February. I don't know why. But I really enjoyed this book. This was my first like suspense mystery novel, and I gotta say, I loved it. I also gave it a 4 out of 5. I didn't get a full out of 5 because there was 1 or 2 things I didn't enjoy about it, but I gotta say, honestly, I'd give it if I was being realistic with my rating, I would give it a 4.5, 4.75 to 5, because I really enjoyed this book. It kept me enthralled. Loved it. I would say the first 50 pages are kind of slow, but then again, I had like no patience when it came to this, like, because I wanted the mystery and the suspense to happen right now, and I just couldn't wait at all for it. But overall, again, amazing book. Definitely check it out because it's being made into a movie starring Emily Blunt coming later this year, I believe. And you gotta read the book before you watch the movie. Just you gotta read it. So, but if you want to know more about it, because I really go into a lot of details of what I thought about this book, please check out the review. I talk about it non-spoiler and spoiler as all of my reviews, but check it out because this book, there are a lot of things to say that I won't have already done in this video. The next book I read in January is a huge book, and I would like to pat myself on the back for this book, and that is Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. I really like this book. I do have my reservations about it. Again, I have a review. I will always keep saying that. But this is the 4th book in the Throne of Glass series, which is one of my all-time favorite series. It's a YA fantasy series. I highly recommend you pick it up. Like, don't even think about it. Pick it up. It's amazing. I did have quite a few qualms about this book, mainly with Selena. I'd say mainly with Kale and the destruction of Kale in this book. I'm not going to spoil that for you, but let's be real about it. It was still such an adventure. It was still a lot of plot, so much action. It was still a really good book. If it hadn't been for 1 or 3 things, I definitely would have given it a 5 out of 5, but if I'm being honest, I gave it a 4 out of 5 because Kale, Selena, Rowan, a couple other things really knocked it down a star rating for me. Again, I go into a lot, and by a lot, I mean a lot of detail about this book in my review video. So please go check it out, like really, because I just go off on a tangent like most people do on book reviews. That's how it goes. The next book I also read and borrowed from the library, and that's Big Little Lies by Liane Moriarty. This is a book, it's a contemporary, not contemporary, it's an adult book, but it's like a mystery. I would say it's like Desperate Housewives meet mystery kind of. It's about it's literally about like preschool politics, that kind of stuff, which it was very good, I will say. It's my lowest rated book of the month, I will say, but I still really enjoyed it. It was a fast read. Liane Moriarty really draws you into the story. I just wanted a little bit more mystery with it. I felt like it was kind of all like school politics and drama and dealing with moms and all that stuff, but overall it had some great underlying plot lines in it with issues that happen in today's life, and it was just really good overall. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. I liked it, but I didn't really love it. But I will read Liane Moriarty's books. I feel like I will like her other books, but this one was good. It wasn't just amazing. The last book I read in January is Truth Witch by Susan Dennard. This is another YA fantasy book. I'm killing it with fantasy, and I'm pretty happy. This is a really good book. It's about 2 girls and they're witches. One's a truth witch, one's a thread witch, and it's all about this new world and friendship, and I really love this book. The main reason why I love this book is the friendship in it. It does have romance in it, but I'd say it's a very tiny chunk of the book. The majority of this book is all about friendship and like being sisters and being friends, and just I love that because we get a lot of fantasy books, but I feel like a lot of fantasy books are kind of heavy on the romance, and we don't get a lot of friendship books, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it. There were some things I didn't enjoy. I felt like it was very slow to get into. It took me 100 pages to get into it, but I still really enjoyed the book. It was confusing with the names, different witches, and it did get confusing at times, so that's why I knocked it down. I gave it a 4 out of 5, but overall, a very good fantasy, a very good friendship novel, and it has just enough romance in it to keep you wanting more. Really good. Now moving on to my February books. I've only read 3 so far for February. It's kind of a fail, but it happened. I usually really have one solid, strong month of reading, then I kind of falter, then I usually pick it up. That's how I've noticed my trend lately. That's okay. You just have to roll with the punches. Literally. The first book I read in February is Salt to the Sea by Ruta Septis. I apologize if I pronounced that wrong. This is a historical YA book. I also have a review on it. Go check it out right there. I enjoyed this book. This was my first historical YA novel. I feel like this year I've really branched out. I've read a mystery, I've read a suspense book, never read that before. I've read a historical book so far. I haven't read any contemporary books. Who is this? Who am I? It's great. 2016, the year. Branching out. Loving it. This book was really good. I definitely say check it out. It was based on a true event. I will say that. I'm not going to spoil that for you. But again, please check out my review because I talk about it in depth if you want to know the story behind it or if you don't want to know the story behind it, and I don't spoil anything for you. So please go check out the review because I'm not saying that to get more reviews. I'm just literally telling you, please go check it out so you want more info because I think you need more info going on this book. But definitely check it out. It was such a good, tragic, heart-wrenching, heart-gutting story. I gave it a 4 out of 5. The next book I read in February is The Forbidden Wish by Jessica Clory. This is a retelling of Aladdin, more a perspective of the genie that he rubs the lamp to get the genie, and we get Zara in this, and it's her perspective from it. So it's about her being a djinn and learning the history behind her and what happens and all that stuff. This was a good book. I will say I didn't really love it. If I'm honest, I had to push myself through to finish it because the writing was very beautiful, I will say that, but I felt like the story kind of fell a little flat. I enjoy it. I don't regret reading it whatsoever because it was a different take. I don't read too much of 1001 Nights kind of thing. It was really awesome to read that, but again, like I said, I didn't love it. I gave it a 3 out of 5. It was a solid story. I'd say if you really enjoy the 1001 Nights kind of deal, if you really enjoy Aladdin, definitely read it, but again, it was okay for me. The book I read in February is Stars Above by Marissa Meyer. This is a collection of short stories within the Lunar Chronicles, and you guys know I love my Lunar Chronicles. I was very excited for this, but I was kind of a little bit disappointed. Is it okay to say? I feel like I'm being thrown apples at right now. I don't know. But I was very, very hyped for this book. Like, I just hyped myself up, honestly, because I love Lunar Chronicles. This came out, I was so excited for it, and I really felt like the majority of the short stories in this were good, but a couple of them were lacking. I liked the Wolf's one, The Queen's Army, that was good. Carswell's Guide to Being Lucky, I thought I would like that more, but I didn't really. After Sunshine, I forget The Princess in the Guard, Winter, that was really good. Little Andrew was really good. The Mechanic was good. Something Old, Something New, of course, that's my favorite, of course. But I felt like I just wanted a little bit more. I don't know. I still give it a 4 out of 5 because I overall really enjoyed the book, but there are just a couple stories in it I didn't like as much. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels this way, but so those are all the books I read in February. I'm currently reading 2 books right now. Whether I'll finish them in 2 days or not beats me, but I'm still going to tell you about them. One I'm in the middle of right now that I'm liking, not loving. I feel like this year I've been very harsh on my ratings. Like, if you notice, not one book has gotten a 5 out of 5 yet. I don't know why. There have been a couple that I really wanted to. Like, I would say my favorites so far this year have definitely been Girl on the Train and the Queen of Shadows. But I feel like they just had a couple little things on that I couldn't give it 5 out of 5. And that's okay. I feel like my ratings are my ratings. That's how it goes. One I said that I'm really like, about is The Shadow Queen by C.J. Redwine. I'm about halfway through, and I'm really struggling with this book, guys. I was very excited for this because this is a fairy tale retelling of Snow White. It's about Princess Lorelai. I love the name Lorelai. And she has the evil queen, and she has magic, and it's okay. It's just not rock on the socks up. I feel like it's all happening very fast. I feel like something happens, it's like talked about for a page and then we're done. And I just feel like it's not going at the rate I want it to go. I say that and I'm like, I'm saying it's going too fast, but I really feel like it is going too fast a little bit for me. Hey, I'm just not liking it so far. By the way it's going, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. It's okay. I wanted to like this book more because, I mean, number one, the cover, the plot. But if I'm being honest, it's okay. I don't know if I'm the only one who feels that way. If you've read this book, please let me know. But I needed something else to amp up my reading because the last half of February has been kind of lackluster for me. So I picked up What Alice Forgot by Liane Moriarty, and I just started this last night, and I'm already really liking it, but I'm only 22 pages in. But again, this is, she also wrote Big Little Lies. This is about a woman named Alice who's 29 years old, madly in love with her husband, expecting their first child, and then she wakes up one day and realizes that she is 39 years old, is getting a divorce, and has 3 kids, and so she's forgotten the last 10 years of her life. She doesn't know who she is anymore. I'm hoping to like this one. I feel like Liane Moriarty writes really good, like, adult contemporary-ish, but throws a shroud of mystery in there just to keep you interested. And I've heard really good things about this book, so I'm looking forward to finishing it. I know I can finish it fast because it's just the way she writes, like, wraps me in and just keeps me close. Okay, that was my wrap up. Please tell me if you've read any of these books because I would love to discuss that with you because what's not love if talking about books, am I right? Please give this video a thumbs up and click subscribe. It would make me so very happy, and I will see you next time. Bye!